Don't worry, you still have a chance to vote as well. And teachers are fighting the eviction. We will have more on that story later. Commuters here have to pass their time offline, providing clean fuel and cooking stoves to 100 million homes by 2020. But a campaign is already underway to change how that selection is made and managed to raise over $5,000. But if this happens, Sikhs around the world will vote yes or no for the independence of the state of Punjab. Pearl Macek, Midtown. Those last-minute texts and phone calls can now be made on the platforms of many subway stations in Manhattan and Queens. A company created by the MTA called Transit Wireless is responsible for the Wi-Fi and cell phone coverage now available. The work was funded by the city's cell phone providers and the cruise ship company Royal Caribbean International. This year, 11 stations in Manhattan and 29 in Queens were connected. The most recent, Court Square. Every day, hundreds of New Yorkers and visitors pass through Court Square, which recently went online, allowing commuters to enjoy both phone service and Wi-Fi. So far, 76 stations have service. 39 more are scheduled for next spring. The reception of the service so far has been mixed.
A person who's on their cell phone quite a bit, I think it'll make a good amount of difference for them to be able to communicate while they're waiting for their train.
I wouldn't say it's money well spent. I don't know the exact price of the project, but I think there's a lot of other infrastructure projects that need to be done in the city.
Here at the Greenpoint station in Brooklyn, there isn't any Wi-Fi. Commuters here have to pass their time offline. The MTA plans to start installing in Brooklyn by next year.
That New York has a bigger subway system than a lot of other cities, but I guess I spend most of my time in Brooklyn, so it would be nice.
In the coming months, the MTA will be setting up wireless service in West Harlem, Washington Heights, Lower Manhattan, and at the Flushing Main Street station in Queens. For now, Brooklyn is going to have to wait. Pearl Macek, Brooklyn. Christmas was in the air at the Transfiguration School in Chinatown. Costumed 3 to 5-year-olds sang Christmas classics.
You know Dasher and Dancer.
Songs were sung both in Mandarin and English while moms and dads were on hand to record the memory. Proceeds from the suggested donation of $10 are destined for Cookies for Kids Cancer, a nonprofit that funds children's cancer research.
We take for granted our health, and so helping us remind ourselves that we are very fortunate and blessed, and so to take care of ourselves, but to also take care of others and give forward.
Hadrian wants to play choo-choo train with his daddy.
Between performances, Principal Emily Eng read out the Christmas wish list for each class. The Reverend Raymond Nobiletti reminded everyone that not all gifts come in wrapping paper.
And so we're thankful for the gifts that are given to us at Christmas. And we hope that we can, during this season, especially recognize and appreciate God's love for us in these gifts.
Pre-K and kindergarten students here at the Transfiguration School showed off their talents and managed to raise over $5,000. But this isn't a one-off. Every year, the school raises money for a different charity. Pearl Macek, Lower Manhattan. Sikhs from across the United States and Canada gathered at Dag Hammarskjöld Plaza. They came to honor the more than 25,000 Sikhs killed in India during 4 days of unrest following the assassination of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi in 1984. The rally was not just of remembrance, but also a call for independence.
We have the right to self-determination. I question you, do you have the will?
Sikhism is the religion of a minority group from the state of Punjab in India. Sikhs say that they have been persecuted since India's independence in 1947. Many say that they were forced to leave the country. Their children are now fighting for the right of self-determination.
I heard the injustices that happened to my parents, and I naturally wanted to obtain justice for them, and here I am today.
There is a risk of blind obedience.
Indira Prost is a sociologist from Canada. She says that the only way Sikhs can move forward is by establishing their own independence.
For Sikhs, I think it's unique because Muslims have their spaces, Christians have their spaces in countries, but there is no place for Sikhs. And if you look at Sikh history, there is a certain environment that is needed for that body to continue unrepressed.
The Sikhs for Justice group is calling for a referendum in 2020. If this happens, Sikhs around the world will vote yes or no for the independence of the state of Punjab. Pearl Macek, Midtown.